Hello, everyone. We are live. We are doing our pop-up show. 2 in 1 week. Woo, we are on a roll. Welcome. Hello, everyone. For those of you who are new to our channel, we are the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show, and we are the only dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. And on our channel, we discuss all things love, life, relationships, and a little bit of pop culture as well, from both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammy Nicole, and the Gen X perspective, my beautiful mother. And normally we like to go live every Thursday and Saturday, 7 p.m. ish, heavy on the ish, Eastern Standard Time. And we also like to occasionally do pop-up shows earlier throughout the week, hence the one we did on Tuesday. So we are coming back Friday because y'all, the ish done hit the fan. It done got even juicier. Just when you think it can't get even more shocking, there can't even be even more twists and turns added to this saga. There are. All right. So we got to talk about it tonight. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to like this video. Please make sure if you're watching the replay, hit the like button. We also ask that if you've been watching us for a while, checking us out, our stilo, how we get down, how we do things, and you like us and you like what we stand for, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you do so, make sure you hit that notification bell as well. So that way you can be notified by YouTube every single time we go live. Okay. Again, we strongly encourage you to like, share, and describe, as Dre would say, to our channel. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and get into our disclaimers tonight. So our first disclaimer is everything we're going to say tonight is allegedly. I mean, everything we're going to say tonight is allegedly. Child, even our name is allegedly, okay? Because why? We don't know these people, all right? Second disclaimer. All individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Again, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And we got a third disclaimer tonight because of that call from June of 2023. Shout outs to Shay from Phone Calls from Prison. Tonight,
big one.
Tonight, what we're going to talk about, the language that we may use due to the nature of the most recent call dropped by Phone Calls from Prison between Ernesto Williams and Lamont. Our language may be a little vulgar, so if you're sensitive or you cringe hearing a millennial curse in front of their Gen X mom, we just want to give you a warning. You may not want to tune in to this live because it was a pretty disgusting call between Ernesto and Lamont, and we don't want to intentionally offend anyone. So we just want to you've been warned. So this may not be the live to listen to if that's something that bothers you or rubs you the wrong way, respectfully. All right. We just want to be responsible and make sure we do our due diligence in that regard. All right. So with that being said, let's see who up in the chat. We did drop the link in the chat. So if you want to come up on stage, you don't have to turn your camera. Feel free to do so. Okay. Hey, Cia B, how you doing? Hey, Bridget. Bridget said, let me fix my drinking drink. Yes, ma'am. Get your drink. Happy Friday. Hey, I'm here for the show. She said, hey, my boo. Hey, boo. How you doing? Hey, Toya. She said, Fifi, now how did the public get the link?
They ain't got the link. They ain't got it.
She said, hey, ladies, mods in chat. I'm here for the show. Said they took lit to the basement of hell. They took you to the basement of hell. Yes. Ebony said, baby, I'm so glad to see y'all. Toya is responding to, I am here for the show. Said, girl, you ain't never lied. Okay. Toya said, they showed out on that call. Yes, they did. Hot mess. Let's see. PRJ manager said, hey, ladies, good evening.
Hey,
good evening.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Good evening. Happy Friday. It's the weekend, baby. That was a call to get us set right for the weekend. Oh, my goodness.
It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. Let's talk about these degenerates. Oh, my goodness. Just despicable. But go ahead and get it started.
A piece of trash.
And if anybody wants to come up on stage, again, the link is in the chat to do so. Okay.
That doggone, but you know what? I'm not surprised, really, to be honest with you, because we knew Lamont had that in him. We knew he had that in him with his big rusty tail.
And calling somebody fat.
And
your face so fat, it's hitting the mute button. And you on the phone talking crap.
Big rusty spanky behind.
And you know he's probably stank.
Yeah.
How dare he? And you know what? I knew it was going to be some bull crap when he got on the phone calling his girlfriend or the lady he met.
Did you?
Thomas, go ahead and comb your nappy head. You looking like a little scallywag or something. So I'm paraphrasing, but he called her a name, a slut butt. Thomas, go and comb your nappy head. He
called that lady a slut.
She said, don't talk to me like that.
He probably talked to her like that all the time. And he picked it up a notch when he got on the phone with Ernesto.
To put on the show.
He was going out.
How you lay up with a man like that talk to you like that?
I don't know. I do not know. I don't know how you do that. But when they got
baby, I would have turned into the cussing preacher ex-wife and wore him out. You remember how the cussing pastor wife wore him out on TikTok when he was trying to cuss her out and she wore him out? I would have let it rip. How dare you? How dare you?
Y'all, that call right there, that was disgusting.
To say the least.
The part that got me when he was talking about Debbie. Now, y'all know he took Debbie and Shirley out. Y'all know he took them out. He said they had a good time. Debbie and Shirley was so glad to be with Lamont.
They was having a night on the town, baby. They was outside. We outside tonight. Hey, we outside tonight. And he gonna do them like that. Dirty.
Yeah, what he called that lady? Did y'all hear what he said to her? About her. Her stinky butt.
We called the lady everything but a child of God.
And don't nobody want her fat ass. Yeah, Nesto, her old man. You mess around with that old 80-year-old man. He put her ass out. Yeah, man. She thought
she was going to use him.
He put her ass out. Big funky ass over there. And my wife, yeah, you go home and you handle it and you put that big funky bitch out of your house. Oh, they just talking. Nesto just talk
and laughing.
You know what?
You got your facts together. You sure it right.
You know what? I was giving Shirley some grace. But there's no way you can tell me Shirley didn't know what type of man she had. Now we ain't found out if y'all been listening to Nyla today in Real Talk Bougie.
Shout out to them.
Nyla got a snippet of the Zoom call. Snippet of the divorce Zoom call. It was said on the call that they did not get married until 20 of 22.
Not the 20 of the 22.
The 20 of the 22. Y'all, how is that pop? Now let me tell y'all, allegedly. Let me tell y'all I know how these Zoom calls go for divorce. I know.
Especially in the state of Georgia.
And I've had one down at the Fulton County. I've been on the Fulton County one for years ago. So if I would have been on that Zoom call and that judge would have said the marriage started of 2022, and that wouldn't have been right, I would have said, excuse me, Your Honor, but that's not right. We got married in such and such and such time. Shirley just she didn't say a word.
But looking cute with her yellow glasses on.
She didn't say a word, and her attorney didn't say a word. And another thing Shirley didn't do, Shirley didn't come in the Zoom correctly. She came in the Zoom as the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
That was her tag, her handle. But she may not have known how to change it.
But they tell you when you get on the Zooms, they send you a link and they walk you through how to step by step what you're supposed to do when you come up on them.
The proper protocol.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
telling you, I know what I'm talking about now.
You do. Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
You do.
She was supposed to change that and put her legal name up there out of respect of the judge, so the judge can match her name up with the docket in front of you. Know how it go. You ain't think that with me.
Yeah.
Stop acting like you don't know how this go.
You say I'm at the green.
Yeah.
I'm at the green tonight.
Yeah, you know that judge be calling that docket out and matching them names up.
Okay, Toya said, "Lois up the low."
Yeah.
Queen Lily said, "What's up, Queen Sammy Fifi in the chat? What's up, Queen Lily? I am here for the show." Said Lamont just confirmed my opinion that he is a pimp. Yes, that was that pimpology.
Oh, he was pimping hard.
Bridget said, "Mr. Pork Chop showed his tail." He sure did. He sure did. And he need to lose that them 20, 40 pounds, because I know he probably pre-diabetic if he not diabetic, calling somebody else fat. How dare he?
Yes.
How dare he?
Yes.
Fat shaming. Queen Lily said, "Those two are trash."
Yes.
Toya said, "It makes me believe every X crime he was charged with."
We was just talking about that. It really makes you realize that, okay, the people that he hung out with, you know, and the way they talking about women, and it's like
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, Toya said, "Very disrespectful and disgusting to hear them talk on this call. I'm here for the show." Said, "Nestle stay telling lies about cursing someone out, especially Shirley. Boy, bye." Toya said, "I would have had phone calls from prison, views up that day, the way I would have went in." I am here for the show. Said Lamont said, "Debbie is sweet on him."
Yes. She said,
I like that
your
with
mom.
He
He like, baby, you can't get. I told her she ain't getting none of that. Go on somewhere. Nobody want your fat.
Yeah, you can't do nothing with me. That's what he said. Toy some straight trash. Hey, X is too complicated. Hey, Glorious Love. We sent you those PDFs of the books, by the way. Bridget said he did Debbie awful. That was hard to listen to. Glorious Love said Lamont is a vile, disgusting dude. I'm here for the show. Said Nestle is such a simp, and Shirley knows it. Hey, call me darling.
Hey.
Toya said Shirley knew. Remember the earlier calls between them? He was left cussing left and right and talking ish.
Yes.
Let's see. Hey, Cass.
Hey, Cass.
Give us 1 second to get through these comments. I'm here for the show. Said, "Wow, what I missed it. We were in the streets." So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bring you up to speed. I'm here for the show because it was a mess. Toya said, "I'm so confused about the date."
I am too, Toya.
She said, "I want to see their marriage certificate."
Cause you know we some smart people over here. We can't damn figure it out. It's a problem.
Yes.
You know us and our people. Y'all smart. You know if y'all can't figure it out, we can't figure it out. It's a problem.
Yes. X is too complicated. Said these two Brokeback Mountain ninjas. Not Brokeback Mountain. That was a really good movie, by the way. Chris Miss said she was probably still at work. The reason why she had the Steve Harvey Morning Show tag.
You think so? And she got on the Zoom.
Call me darling. Said I keep telling y'all I will always give Shirley the side eye.
Me too.
Something just doesn't fit
Something
well with
ain't
me.
right.
I'm here for the show. Said, well, that may be why there wasn't a marriage license on file. They pulled a fast one.
Yes.
Call me darling. Said I'm over the excuses for Shirley.
Me too.
Toya said Bridget, not Mr. Pork Chop. Bridget said Shirley was sitting there frozen like Nestle.
Yeah.
Glorious Love said the 2022 statement should have been corrected in parentheses if it was wrong.
Yeah.
He fat shaming, but one Hershey kiss away from diabetes. I can't stand Lamont. He is. And I know he pre-diabetic for sure, Toya. I know them A1C levels is up. Bridget said, "Girl, yes, LOL, Toya. The nerve in him." Leo Vibe said, "I would like to see Cheryl's reaction to these kind of calls." I would too. Call me darling said, "I fell asleep listening to Big Old Pork Chop. His mouth gets on my nerve." Yes, you're welcome. Okay, Cass. So we are done reading the comments. Did you want to get us started with your commentary? If you are talking, Cass, you're muted. Let's see.
Let me unmute.
All right. Hey, Cass.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Good. How are
Thank
you?
you.
I'm not doing very well today at all. So, okay, let me. Which one of these am I supposed to mute? Hello?
We hear
We
you.
can hear you.
You good.
Okay, so I can mute that one in. Okay.
What's wrong, Cass?
Okay, so I heard a little bit of what you all were saying before I got up here while I was trying to get on. And I really, okay, why am I? Oh,
Oh, you still there? Oh, you're muted if you're talking, Cass. We'll drop the link in the meantime. If anybody
Anybody
else
else
wants
want to
to
come
come
up?
up, yeah, but you're muted, Cass. Just
okay.
FYI.
Hey, okay, we hear you.
Okay, am I in sync with you all right now?
You are.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
perfect. Hmm.
Okay, because I was lagging there for a second. I was kind of confused as to which one needed to be muted.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, what I was saying is I was listening to you all while I was getting set up. And of course, everybody is anti Shirley at this point because of this 2022 comment, which I honestly think was a mistake. I do understand, I guess, that Shirley probably should have said something. I don't know why she didn't, but I also believe that she was letting her lawyer say whatever she was supposed to say, and I don't know exactly what the protocol is in those situations as far as how do you go about saying, oh, hey, wait a minute, hold on, that's not correct. I don't know the protocol for that in those situations. But I will say this, I knew that this was going to start the ball rolling again because every little detail of the situation that is not quite explainable causes the avalanche to go again. So everybody starts piling on Shirley all over again. And I don't like that. I'm just going to keep it real. I really don't like that at all. This woman is trying to get out of this situation. She was there. She showed up. She was there waiting, whatever. I don't know. Well, I honestly didn't expect Finesto to show up, to be honest. But I also did not expect that if he didn't show up, that they would not do some sort of a default judgment for her. I don't know because I don't know about the divorce situation, but I was really surprised that they decided to extend it again. I was surprised about that. But it's the constant, oh Shirley this, oh Shirley that, oh Shirley, oh Shirley, oh Shirley, and it's got to be wearing on this person pretty heavily. I don't know exactly what's funny. Hello.
Who? What? We can hear
No, I,
you.
We
no, I hear some back noise. That's all.
hear
So anyway, I was just when I saw that it had been pushed back, I was like, okay, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. I feel bad for her because it's just the same thing over and over. Shirley knew this, Shirley knew that, blah, da, 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 da. Shirley is not the person sitting in the jailhouse. Esther is. But Shirley knew everything about what he was doing. And I know everybody said that everybody doesn't say she knew everything, but it's just the way she gets dumped on that it's just so it's painful. It's painful. It hurts. And I just me personally, I just wish everybody would just stop dumping on her like that because she has been through so much and she's been through enough. And every time something comes out, every time something comes up, it just starts all over again. It starts all over again and it's around and around and around. And it's like it's something that she just cannot seem to escape. Am I making sense?
Yeah, we hear you. We just want to give you the space to say what you gotta say uninterrupted. Are you finished before we let I think Gloria's Love is up as well if she wanted to add something, but are you done yet? We want to give you the
Oh, I'm done.
we just want to give you the opportunity to speak because we know sometimes, people will cut you off when you're trying to say stuff. But hey, Glorious Love.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. I'm not gonna
Hello.
be long. Hey, Cass. I'm not gonna be long. I'm gonna go back down in the chat because let me just tell you, sometimes man in that chat the other day, I the other day,
It was crazy.
oh my goodness, I was like, where these people coming from?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Sometimes they come in and sometimes they
You
don't.
don't.
I don't know.
Whew. Yeah, that was like fighting uphill. But yeah, so but I'm gonna go back down. I you know I understand the way Cass feels about Shirley, and when I was seeing her on that Zoom, to be honest with you, I don't know what it was, but I just saw the weight in her face. I just saw it. She just looked. I mean, I know she's getting older and all of that stuff, but she looked good. I mean, put together. It's not that she looked bad or anything like that, but you know how my
It's
mom.
aged
I
her.
can see the stress in your face. I
Yeah,
could,
it's
you know,
aged
I
her.
could just see it in her. But I will say this. I'm going to say this, and we joke because I've been down this divorce lane several times, just
Yeah.
different state, but several times. I will say this. I am not so convinced that they did not get married in 2022. Or around about 2020 22. I'm not so convinced. I mean, not to say that they didn't get married back when they got married in 2014 or whenever it was, but then remarried in 2022. And the only reason I'm not so convinced is not a dig toward Shirley. Only reason I'm not so convinced is because he didn't get divorced from his previous wife, until I think it was 2021 or 2022. So I could honestly, to be honest with you, see them getting married, to make their marriage actually legitimate marriage, in 2022. And I watched the Nyla's show, and she had brought up the point, which I never thought about that, which could be possible, that there's only two states in the union that allows you to seal your marriage, and one of those states is California. So and that's why no one has ever been able to really find the fact that they've been married, and because it may be a sealed marriage, but the courts would know, when the marriage was, and that may be why that there was a 2022 mention. I just wouldn't be totally shocked. I mean, it could have been a slip, but I wouldn't have been shocked. And in my experiences in courtrooms, all of that's recorded, and that's taken down as record. And most of the times when you go to court, I don't care if you make a mistake or not, they correct it there. They usually correct it on site. If once they know that they said something wrong, they'll correct it and say, well, oh, I mean this date. And the fact that the judge said it and then the lawyer affirmed it. So that's why, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. It could have been a mistake, but I wouldn't be shocked.
I agree with you. Me too. I've been to divorce court, and what happens is when you're on them zooms like that, you have the opportunity to chat. There's a chat, and so
Mm-hmm,
even if
mm-hmm.
Shirley didn't want to interrupt the judge and say, "Your Honor, that date is not correct," she could have chatted with her attorney right then and there and said, "Okay, that's not correct." She could have
Yeah,
fixed that right then and there. You have an opportunity to chat, just like we're on chatting. You can chat, and you can chat to an individual where everybody
mm-hmm.
doesn't have to see the chat.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it could have been corrected then. I don't know if, and then most of the time before you go on those Zooms, you are pulled in like a virtual room.
Like, yeah, like a pre-call,
Yeah,
yeah.
with you and your attorney, and you all go over details what's going to be said on
Right.
the Zoom. You're
Mm-hmm.
prepped. I've always been prepped. Well, we're going to say this. Is this right? Look over this document. Is this note right? What do you think
Mm-hmm.
about this? This is what I'm going to say when I get up there, and this is what I want you to say. You're prepped. My attorneys have always prepped me for every Zoom call that I had before I went in front of the judge, and even going inside the courtroom, I was always prepped on what to
Mm-hmm.
say, how to say it, when to say it.
Yeah.
And if she's paying that attorney and she didn't prep her, and they didn't go over dates before she got on that Zoom,
That's a problem.
that's a problem. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
because that's usually how they do it here in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
So,
So I agree
And
with you.
I see in the comments someone's asking, do you think that she got married with that second ring? I didn't even think of I didn't even think about that, because there was a second ring, wasn't there?
Yeah, so maybe that was maybe he bought her the ring because he felt bad about still being married and her having to wait so long and be patient and not being able to officially get married in 2022. And so maybe that's why he bought her that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
we'll find out. But yeah, I'm gonna drop down. But yeah, I know you guys are gonna talk about that. You're still talking about that Lamont call. He's a disgusting. They're just despicable. I mean,
Yeah,
they're just despicable, both of them.
make you
Just
sick
both
to the
of them.
stomach.
And I still think, what does Lamont do? Somebody please tell me what he
He a
does and why
pimp.
he's not.
He a hustler and a pimp, allegedly. He out in these Atlanta streets, down at one of them hotels, allegedly over there off of somewhere. Y'all know where they be.
Girl,
East
not hotels.
Full and industrial.
Oh, not full though. That's all that. Them girls work a hard track down there for Fulton Industrial.
Allegedly doing what he do. That's what it sound like to me. Allegedly.
That's what them seedy
If
hotels
anybody
be
from
at.
Atlanta know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Well, he certainly talks like it. He certainly talks like
For
it. I mean, he's
sure.
disgusting.
Yes.
and
Yes.
and despicable, and Nesto just laughing at he and to me, I don't care. I just have to say this. It's just even about my opinion, allegedly, in my opinion, all of the above. My opinion is that Nesto can't turn off that despicable nature of his. He can't turn it off. I mean, that has to show up, because he seems to be despicable, and not only that, I'm trying to find a better word. I don't want to say the P word, because that's insulting. But coward. I'll use that word. He seems to be a total and complete simp coward to me. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. He says he stands up to people. He doesn't stand up to anybody. He goes along, chuckles along with anything that's not funny. Somebody else talking about his people, he'll laugh along with them instead of standing up for people. He seems to be I can't say the word. I'm gonna say simp. I'm gonna say simp. Just a coward and a simp.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the fact, okay, so the marriage date wasn't right, but they also said they separated in 20. She said they separated in 2022. So we got a lot going on, y'all.
You get married and you get separated in the same year.
Yeah.
I mean, but I wanted to say that something. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, that is actually could be valid. It could be valid because I'm not sure in Georgia, but I know in some states, the moment if you have a husband who is incarcerated or spouse who is incarcerated and indicted, that is automatic grounds for divorce.
And
at that point.
I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking. That's why I thought it should have just gone on through today instead of being drug out.
Yeah.
But can I say this? If with this 2022 year date, whatever, when we've listened to these calls, these older calls,
Jones and Jones law firm. Okay, go ahead, Cass.
When we've listened to these older calls, it's pretty clear in those calls, and a lot of them, when she was talking, when Shirley was doing more of the communication with Ernesto, it's pretty clear that she believed that she was married to him during that time.
Yeah,
and
she believed it.
And that they had been married for 8 years. So I don't see the reason to believe that she believes that they didn't get married until 2022.
I don't think she believed it. I don't think she believed. I think that she might have gotten shocked when she found out that his ex-wife got a divorce in 2021.
So I don't know, but
maybe Sonia was right when she used to go live. Maybe they did have a Hollywood marriage. 'Cause that's what that sound like to me. Maybe they had like a Mendices and Yandy set up where they had a actual ceremony for
Love and
family and
hip hop
friends,
paid for it.
but they weren't actually legally married at the time.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, Shirley should have corrected. I would have corrected that. I mean, yeah, like you said, Shirley's a public figure. That would not have been able to. I mean, can you imagine her going back to Steve and or whoever else and they heard that 2022?
Mm-hmm.
And there may be, and this is something that I thought about personally, but nobody may think this is something valid. But I thought maybe she didn't say anything because if she had spoken up, people know her voice, and maybe she just didn't want people to know her voice. I don't know, but
Everybody know her face and still
yeah,
Go
and
with
that's true. But I think she's probably even more recognizable by her voice as well. But I don't know. I don't know why she didn't say anything. I'm not of the belief that they got married in 2022. I'm just not of
yeah.
that belief.
Yeah, because when you're in court like that, when
I
things
hope
aren't
not.
right and they're taking down everything, like you said, everything's being recorded. I have said, "Excuse me, Your Honor, excuse me, Judge, but may I say something? I'm sorry, can I say something?" And just respecting the judge, and they'll let you say. Most of them will let you say things and correct things if they say something that's not right.
right, or you can privately message your attorney and they can correct it.
Yeah.
And you all didn't notice that when the 2022 year date whatever was indicated, she did kind of
She
look
did.
a certain way.
She
Yeah.
did, Cass. I noticed
Yeah.
that. She kind of was kind of like stunned, but she didn't really want to show it. She
Right.
did. She
So
did.
there was some body language there as well for me that well, first of all, personally, I don't believe they got married in 2022. So let's just put that out there. But I don't think that I don't know. But again, as I was saying, I knew that as soon as something was just a little off, it was going to just be the pile on again. And here we go. It's like, oh my goodness, why can't
So
they get
that,
this right? Why
yeah.
can't this be over? Why can't this just be a done deal? And if
And
he's not showing up, he's not going to show up. He doesn't have any
he doesn't have to
representation.
show
He
up.
doesn't have to.
Right.
Uh-uh.
Well, that's my point. He doesn't have to show up. So why can't this be over and done with?
In my state, it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been. It was done in the state. One of mine didn't show up.
Yeah. It was. Yeah,
And
it
I
would have
just
been.
got what I wanted. One of mine
Right.
didn't show. He didn't show. He thought if he didn't show up,
Right.
then it wouldn't go through. He didn't show
Right.
up, and I got everything that I wanted. So in the
Same
state of
thing.
Georgia, they don't have to show up, and I was down at Fulton County for that.
And just the
Um,
dragging it out and just the constant, and every time something else comes up, it's just some more pile on. And I'm like, why couldn't this be over today? You know what I mean? But that was basically what I had to say about that. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation about that wretched conversation with Lamont. That's some more stuff that just ticked me off even more because the way they speak about women drives me nuts. I cannot with those people. None of them. None of them. Lamont, Nesto, the son, the best friend. I can't with none of those people. I just think it is atrocious the way they talk about women. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, and another thing with that wrong date is now they're gonna have to go back and do amendments on everything that was done today, changing that date on documents. They're gonna have to go back and fix it, and who knows how long that'll take.
Well, then what she initially filed when she spoke about, she said that they were separated in 2022. And I mean,
Right.
that's what was filed, right?
But today it was something different.
Right, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that's what was filed. So why? And that makes more sense, even if people debate her about that as well, because well, y'all was still the talking and da 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 da. Even though that doesn't necessarily mean they weren't separated. But anyway,
But the court documents aren't going to add up at this point.
right. I understand that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking, because I see the comment now. And now that I think about it over and over again, I mean, I want to lean on the side that this has to be a mistake that they did. I'm focusing on that. It has to be a mistake about that 2022 marriage also, because I mean I don't think you got this man under a bigamy charge and all of that stuff too. So
Mhm.
I would think that the state, as far as his criminal charges, would have done the even more research to you know to the fact that they got married back in 2014, and and they would not be it would not be a bigamy charge if they were married in 2022.
Right,
Yeah.
because Shirley is part of that
Yeah.
bigamy charge. She's in that. She's listed in that. So yeah. But again, I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation about Lamont. I apologize.
And I'm
No,
dropping
you
down too.
fine.
No, you guys are good. Thank you for coming up. We appreciate your
Bye.
insight.
We
Bye,
appreciate you all.
y'all.
All right, but and what I would have to say about the total lack of self-awareness that these people have, it is insane. It's unreal. You all know I just can't. I just can't. That call really impressed upon me the necessity that women just need to have their own. They need to do their own thing. And I'm not saying not to look for a partner or what have you in this life, because everybody wants that. But man, you almost cannot rest in what we call resting in our femininity. You can't. You don't have the time or the luxury to do that, because no matter what you think you may be getting or what you think about that person, it is always something. And if if men think this lowly of women, and I realize the first thing well, all men don't think like I understand that, but too many of them do. And what we saw or what we heard today is a representation of a lot of people out here that think that way about women. And it is sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh,
It
okay.
is. It is. It's sad. I agree. But for me personally, I wouldn't. It's not all men. Like you said, it's not all men. And we know there's gonna be some bad apples in every group, right? There's some women who aren't good either. Nesto and Lamont, they just some rotten fruit. They just rotten. They just ain't no good. Ain't never been no good. And ain't good for nobody. They ain't even good for themselves.
Mm.
They not even good to them. You see what Nesto is, so we know he ain't no damn good to himself.
And Lamont, like Toya said, one Hershey kiss away from being diabetic if he ain't already.
Right. So they wouldn't even be in my scope. They wouldn't even be on my radar. No way. Because they just some rotten fruit. They ain't no good. So, and I know a lot of men talk like that. Even the men that we think
We
that
call it locker room talk.
Yes.
That's what this called. It's called locker room talk.
Yes.
That's the term that's used.
Yes. Yes. A lot of men talk like that.
And think like that.
And
right.
think like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's atrocious. I just can't. I can't even imagine walking up on a guy that I'm familiar with and hearing that type of thing come out. I mean, they were really raunchy today. They were gutter raunchy today.
Okay,
They
let
were
me ask you
really
this,
deep.
Cass. Do you
Hmm.
do you think Shirley has ever heard Ernesto speak like that? Or heard of him speaking like that?
Maybe she was walking past his man cave when he was on the phone with Lamont or something, and she just heard it, overheard
Overheard,
it.
yeah, or somebody said,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
or
I
do
would not
you
be surprised. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
or do you not think that Shirley don't know what Lamont does for a living?
Now, what Lamont does, and as far as Shirley's knowledge of what Lamont does, I couldn't answer that. I don't think that she knows in depth about what Lamont does. I mean, she seems to like Lamont, So I wouldn't
Long
think that
after
she
this
knew.
call.
I know, right? So I
You
wouldn't think
Mississippi Monica and Debbie fella.
I wouldn't think that she knows the depth, just like she probably doesn't know the depth of Dion either, or
Right.
Dre. I mean, I don't think she knows them that way because I don't think she just necessarily hangs out with them like that. So no, I don't think she knows the depth of their depravity like that. Not them, no. But she could, who knows? I mean, everybody says she knows this, that, and the third anyway, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this is a cautionary tale for all women, and why it's so imperative to look deep before you leap, and why it's so important to educate yourself about what's going on in the world, especially with dating.
Hmm.
Because when you're naive and you're green like that, you make yourself very vulnerable and susceptible to being taken advantage of. And, just so we're clear, Shirley is a woman, she's a fellow Black woman. And we have love for our fellow Black women. We don't wish no ill will on no Black woman, so long as they ain't wishing nothing ill on us. So I definitely, have empathy for her. But I also think too that this was a lesson that she needed to learn. And all of this has happened to her for a reason. I think this experience has made her, it's held a mirror up to her. And it's also made her very much so aware of her blind spots. And it's this situation is forcing her to uh, to take accountability and have self-awareness. Now I get it how some people have, like you were saying earlier, Cass, some people have been a little bit harsh in the way they respond to her, in the way that they've responded to her given this situation. And like I know, we can't control how people, respond to others, right? Unfortunately, when you're in the public eye, and especially when you're on the type of platform or level that she is on, you are susceptible to public scrutiny. It just comes with the job, just like it comes with that 5 million over 5 year contract. You're going to get publicly scrutinized. She sat up on the Steve Harvey show and laughed and gawked and scrutinized other women. So it's like now it is her turn. But it seems like she's a woman that's fortified and solid and has a strong foundation in God. It seems like she has some great friends around her, even if it is Debbie, aka Balloon Pop. We love you, Debbie, over here. She do have a few people that genuinely love her and care about her. So that's a blessing. There what Shirley is going through, women go through it every day and twice on Sunday. They just don't go through it this publicly like her. And so I definitely have empathy for her because you don't know how she may be feeling. I'm sure it's taking a huge toll on her mentally, physically, spiritually. We know it's taking a huge, toll on her financially. But ultimately, this too shall pass. And it sounds like I said, it sounds like she's a woman of faith. She believes in God, and she'll get through it through the grace of God. So I think that she'll be okay. Um, but I think that this is her lesson. She has to learn this. And hopefully this will allow her to have more compassion for other women. Sometimes as women, we can be very judgmental of women, and she's stupid, she this, she that. How that be not know this, not know that? She let that ninja use her, she dumb, until it happens to us. And so I think also her going through this experience has changed her perspective. I hope so. I hope that this experience has allowed her to grow, not only mentally, but spiritually as well. And just to have more compassion and more understanding for other women. And I hope that even though she's just turned 70, and that's a blessing. She's a baby boomer. Shout outs to her. It's what, Leo season? Shout outs to all the Leos. I think that another lesson that I hope and I pray that she learns is to come out of shame. You can tell that she still feels very shame. And I'm sure she's beating herself up because she gives off a woman that's type A. She's a perfectionist. She wants to do well. She cares what people think. She wants to excel. And given, the trajectory of her career, she's been very successful. And that's awesome. But I think this experience is also going to teach her, and I hope she gets the lesson to come out of being ashamed and not being so fixated on what other people think.
And materialistic.
Yeah, because this has been a humbling experience for her.
And life will humble you.
It will humble you. And so I hope she gets that lesson. I know it's a tough lesson because she has to go through it publicly. And I know, I've never gone through anything like this. And I pray that I don't, but I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned. And I just think she just has to eat it. It's just the nature of the game. Like I'm here for the show said. It is what it is. But I do hope that, you know, she's protecting her mental health. I hope she's not on these YouTube streets, but if she is, hey Shirley, hey, if anybody is her friend who happened to watch us, hello, but I hope she's protecting her mental health and not reading through the comments like Sonia, because that will hurt you mentally. But she has to do her own due diligence to protect her mental health, like not reading the comments or not going to certain areas on the internet where she may see this information.
Telling her friends not to keep telling her what's going on.
Right. So she can protect her mental health. But we still can't negate the fact that she has to take responsibility for her and accountability for her actions. You 70 years old, baby. You've been around the sun and and back again. But we just want to make it clear here at the Sam, Nicole, and Fifi show. We have empathy for her and we give her grace, but we can hold her accountable as well.
And
but
we don't love black women.
We love black women over here. We love black women truly. But we just saying you got to be accountable, and we all know. And y'all can fight us in the chat if you want. But if the shoe were on the other foot and it was another woman, another celebrity, maybe it was Anita Baker, since they want to talk about the great legendary Anita Baker. How dare they? How dare they bring up the Anita Baker?
Legendary Anita Baker.
I'm pissed off about that. I'm 38 hot about that, but we're gonna get to that later on.
Story all wrong.
All the way wrong. Just dumb and dumber. But anyway, let me get back on point. I'm real triggered about that Anita Baker. But anyway, to my point, even if it was another woman who, say, for example, it was Anita Baker and she was going through a similar situation with a younger man, I'm sure, Steve and nephew Tommy and Shirley and Carla and Junior, they would have a lot to say. You know what I mean? So just and we can even use a plethora of examples of Shirley responding to different strawberry letters and the stance that she would sometimes take. Sometimes she wasn't always the most kind or compassionate person or empathetic person in her response. So I just think, if anything, if she could come out of the shame and really reflect and really soak up the lesson of this whole experience that she's been going through, I think she could really turn this thing around and really use what she's learned from this experience to help her become better on her job and respond even better and with more empathy and more insight and more compassion and more understanding as it pertains to those strawberry letters, But I just think
I don't necessarily think that she's not empathetic on those strawberry letters. And the thing about those strawberry letters, the people who write or supposedly write in are seeking her advice. They want her to tell them whatever it is that she's telling them. So they're seeking out her, her advice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The difference here is that she's getting this advice and all of these comments, whether she wants them or not. And I do understand. I understand that. I get that. I do understand that. But she's a human being first.
Absolutely.
Before she's a public figure. And at the beginning, it was cool, this is happening. The Steve Harvey, cool. She's a public figure. We're gonna do this. But again, what I'm saying is it's the constant back it up and roll it over again, back up, roll it over again, back up, do it again. It's that constant rolling over her. It's almost like we just want to see this woman. It's almost like we want to see this crumbling effect of this woman, because we just gonna keep digging and keep digging and keep digging. And that's what we're going to do. And the other thing about this too, I think that I look at is the fact that Shirley has been in the business a long time. Shirley has been, as you say, a public figure for a long time. And Shirley
She's
has,
a legend.
I'm sorry?
I said she's a legend. Absolutely.
And Shirley has not had any scandals, any negative situations. She hasn't been out there being discussed on the vlogs and you know,
Now that we heard of, and
right,
remember now, we wouldn't have never heard of this if they that Zoom wouldn't have came out. Shirley wasn't gonna come out and tell us this, right?
we would have found out about this one. We would have found out about this. I'm sorry, we would have found out about this. But my point is, she's had years and years of solid, you know, of a solidity with her fans, with the radio shows that she's been on. She's been looked at as somebody that was, you know, trusted in her field. And this one thing that we know of, this one thing has been so debilitating to a certain degree, and it's just so, you know, you make a mistake, and it just changes the total trajectory of your life, and now you're looked at as this person as this, that, and the third. You don't have any sense, you're stupid, you're this, da 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 da. And I just don't think that she could have gotten as far in life as she has gotten by being stupid. Okay, yeah, she made a huge mistake in getting with Nesto. And as I've said before, again, Nesto is the criminal, not her. But even in that, it's just that it's so much. It is so much.
Yeah.
And I want her to have a chance to heal, and I want her to have a chance to just move on from this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I guess I want to see, I would like to see, I'm not saying anybody has to do this, but I just would like to see a little bit more support for her than just, you know, it's disheartening to see. That's just what I'm saying.
You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that it's very kind of you, right, to want to, you know, give her grace and empathy. I do. And it's
That's nice of
important.
you.
And you should have empathy for
Yeah, you
people.
should. But here's the thing.
That's a great
Here's
character to have.
yeah, and I just want to acknowledge that, right, and highlight that, because that's everybody is not like that. But you know, they talked about Jesus Christ. If you're a believer, so who are we
And
to
put him
think?
on the cross.
So who are we to think that,
Yes,
you
they
know,
did.
people won't shun us? And as sad as it is, it's just the world we live in. People will love you and praise you one minute, and then the next talk about you like a dog. It's just it is what it is. It's not right. It's unfortunate. It's disheartening, but it is what it is. And so it's just a part of life. Either you're able to block out the noise or you aren't. And I know for some people they can't. And and it's unfortunate, but you can't stop people from having something to say. Like our YouTube channel, we mind our business, we laugh, we kiki, we have a good time, but it's still some people who may feel a way about us. Certain things we say may trigger them or rub them the wrong way, and it's nothing we can do about it. We can't stop people from talking. We can't stop
Man.
people from having, you know, an opinion. So I mean, I don't think that'll happen where people will stop talking about her. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have empathy for her, but I think the best thing is for her to protect her own mental health and prioritize it, because people are not going to stop having their own opinion. And, you know, in the society that we live in, misery loves company. Y'all know that. There are a lot of people that will celebrate in a person's demise. That's just the world we live in. Most people are miserable and unhappy. And but then on the flip side, you do have people who can call a thing and still wish a person, you know, the best and hope that they get back up on their feet. And that's the stance that we take, you know, here at the Sammy Nicole and Fifi show, you know.
And Toya, we see you. We're gonna bring you up. Let me just say this, and I just want to go back to how we started on this series, Lessons in Love. Samantha and I talked about this and we sat down and we said, it's a lot of things that can be learned from this situation with Shirley. And sometimes God will use people as a vessel to help other people.
Mm.
And how do we know that this chapter in Shirley's life is not being, she's not being used to help other people?
It's her testimony.
It's her testimony. Sometimes we go through so we can come out on the other side and have a testimony.
Lamont talked about that during the call with Nanto.
So who are we? Who are we to say that this should have happened to her? We all have a path in life that we have to travel, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to have trials and tribulations. God said it wouldn't be easy. It's not going to be easy. This is her thing. She got to go through this to come out on the other side. Sometimes God will put you through things so you can come out on the other side and things will be better. Who's to know that she's going through this, and when she gets on the other side of this, things are going to be great for her.
Yeah.
And then she can go back and say, you know what God did for me? I was shamed. I was down to my last dime.
Mm.
I was homeless. I was
Mm.
sleeping on an air mattress.
Mm.
But God has brought me on the other side. So this is her she got to go through this.
Mm-hmm. And what she's going through is
Right.
probably to give God the glory. Say,
At the end.
I was down bad, but look what God did.
Right. And so we did this series to say, this may help somebody. It is so many lessons to be learned. It's not to shun her or make her feel bad. Yes, she should be held accountable. I have done some things in my 58 years that I know that I had to be accountable for, but I learned from them. I chalked it down as an experience. I put my head up and I kept it moving.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget the flip side of that. And the flip side of that is you want people to have that level of compassion for you as well.
Right.
When you are down in the trenches.
Sure.
Right.
So
You
as
don't
so
always
as
feel it, and that's
so
life.
and that's true. But as you
I
use
want the
her
people who love me to have
as you
compassion for me. I don't expect that from somebody that doesn't love me. I would like it, but I don't expect it.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is in the times when you are at your lowest, it's not it also reflects on those that throw the dirt on you as well. So
Mm.
you're not going to avoid, and if you're a religious person as you all are, if you're not going to avoid the scrutiny because you're the one throwing the dirt on the person that's going through it has to take their lumps, but you as the not you all but you
Mhm.
as the person that's throwing the dirt, you're being looked at as well. That's all I'm saying. Now, of course, nobody has to care anything about the situation, and I understand that, and I don't expect that, and that's not
Well,
what I'm saying overall.
here's the thing about that, Cass. Nobody has a heaven or hell to put me in, so I don't worry about how people look at me or
I'm not. I'm not saying.
scrutinize me.
I'm not saying that. See, okay, I won't go down that road because I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm
Oh
just
no,
trying to make.
we having dialogue. We
I'm
would
just trying
never
to.
do that.
I'm just trying to make a point. Is that it doesn't help anybody to just throw dirt on a person just because you can. Now, of course, that's your prerogative to do so, but it doesn't hurt any. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. I guess this is what I'm saying. It doesn't hurt to be kind to somebody.
Yeah,
It
No,
doesn't help.
it
It
I
doesn't.
get
doesn't.
it.
It doesn't hurt to
It-
just to take your foot off the neck just a little bit and let them breathe a little bit because they realize just as much as you do that they messed up, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but if it's a pig, it's a pig. I'm gonna call it a pig. And in a perfect world, you know, that's all good. But we have to have these tough conversations when things come up like this. We have
Oh
we
yeah, I would.
my heart goes out to her. I hate that happened to her, but she has to be held accountable. Like I have to be held accountable for my actions. We all do. And and we're not, I don't want you to think that we just beating her down, beating her down, beating her
Well,
down.
it's not just you. I'm not directing that toward just totally on you all. It's a combination of the
Mhm.
multitude. Okay, it's not just you or just this person or just that person or just this one over there. It's the combination of it all.
Yeah.
And I know, and I think we know that she gets some of this information back through what her friends or whoever
I'm quite
listen.
sure she does.
And I just feel that it just can be a bit overwhelming. But I'm not passing judgment on anybody. You all know that I am Team Shirley, and that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
that.
And we like that because that brings a little spice over here and we can have dialogue. And we love that because we're not going to all agree over here. And that's what makes our channel so dynamic, is because we all have our own opinions and every opinion over here is valid, even
Right.
yours, Cass. And I want you to feel like you expressed
Okay,
how you
thank you.
feel.
Even
All right,
mine, huh?
let me
I
tell you,
like the way you I like the way you said that. Even yours, Cass. That was cute. Okay. That was
it's
real
all
cute.
love.
Okay. But
'Cause we
anyway,
don't know these people, like Bridget said.
I just thought that needed to be put out there. But I'll come back when you all are on a different conversation. I'm sure we have beat the dead horse here. But Team Shirley, man, Team Shirley,
I
bless her
know,
poor
I know.
heart. Bless her poor heart.
Hey,
I'll
Toya,
come
you still
come
here?
back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Toya. Who we talking?
Hey,
Hey,
Hey, Toya.
what's up?
hello. I just came because I didn't want Cass to feel like she was by herself. I'm Team Strawberry too. So
Okay.
Oh,
so we
Oh,
gonna
well,
stand
thank you.
beside her, Cass.
Thank
We
you.
gonna do our best to stand beside her. But
I appreciate that, ma'am. I do. Oh, I appreciate that.
Yes. And we should be kinder to each other. But is that the reality that we live in? No. But we
no.
should
But
be.
it
We should be.
may not
We
be the
should.
reality. It's a
oh,
reality.
Team Shirley, put it in the chat.
It's a
You being
reality.
messy.
It's a reality when you make it a reality, though. It will
Right.
never be a reality if you don't make it a reality. And
Right.
nobody, and
That's a
nobody else,
collaborative effort, though. That's like that's a
and
topic. That's a bigger topic. We have to do that at the community level. That's
right.
the issue within our community. We're not kind and nice to each other like that. We shun and shame. So that's
Yeah.
like a bigger topic, a bigger issue that we're seeing reflected in this saga. So that's
Mhm.
we got to work on that. I don't know how we would do
And that's a
that,
good point, Caster. I didn't think of it like that.
but that's
That's a
a
good
that's a
point.
bigger issue. I don't
hmm
know how
Mhm.
we would attack that. I mean, I don't know.
So should we not, keep our foot on her neck and say, okay, leave her
No,
alone?
you all keep your foot on her neck. I'm just saying. I was hoping today would be a day for a bit of relief for her, and it was a
Okay.
bit disappointing to me that
Yeah.
this didn't end today, or it
Yeah.
just didn't end. It's got to be drug out some more.
Oh, baby
Yeah.
girl.
Oh, she
Girl, she's trying to
cool.
show
That's
out. She been
sweet.
quiet this whole time.
She adding in it too.
She does.
She said, "Let me get my 2 cents in, y'all.
No, it's time for her to
Let
go
me
lay
say what I
down.
need to say."
But thank you, Toya. I appreciate you,
Oh,
dear.
you're welcome. I mean, I just want to say this. I think that Shirley, unfortunately, until this situation dies down with Nesto, she's going to be always criticized, no matter what. Everybody's going to be wondering, well, why didn't she? How didn't she? I think until it may be a year or so after the trial is over that it'll finally die down. But I feel like it's until that goes away, she's going to have to take the heat because it's going to come her way regardless. She's going
Right.
to be
She's a
Right.
blamed
public.
for something.
Yeah, she's a public figure. If that's the case, we need to stop talking about Beyonce We need to stop talking about Nia Long, Sanaa
Yeah.
Lathan, Steve Harvey, Marjorie. I
We
mean, we
kind of
got
have
Cardi
stopped talking about
B.
them. We kind of have stopped talking. You see how everything shifted off of Steve and Marjorie on to Shirley. So yeah, we have kind of stopped talking about them. But I do understand about the public figure part. I get all of that, and don't
You
think that
can't
I don't.
control it.
And I understand that too. But man, we go hard. You know we
We
do.
do, but that's a
We,
big that's a bigger discussion. It's just we're tough on each other. We're very critical. And most of us are very critical of ourselves and
mhm.
tough on
Hmm.
ourselves. So yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep.
All
Let
right.
me see.
Let
What
you
we
all
got?
continue. I'm sorry. I will let you all continue.
No
You
cash.
good? It's all good. Okay, we are so behind on these comments. Let me see. I'm still laughing, Toya, at Jones and Jones law firm allegedly.
But somebody said that they actually had Shirley's attorney on one. I think it was on Nyla's Live, and they say that attorney is the GOAT.
I ain't
Really?
never heard of them.
Yeah, they said that attorney is the real deal.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Oh, I
right.
also want to tell Cass, I agree with her about the 2022 date. I don't think that's right either. I just wanted to say something ain't right with these dates.
I would
And maybe
hope
they
not.
do need to just reset it for next month and get it clarified. Because I'm concerned about the bigamy charge also. Like I'm
Hmm.
wondering
Yeah.
if it may be dropped now because the dates are not adding up.
Hmm.
Mm.
You gotta get a facts together. Yeah. You got
I,
facts
I
together.
don't think that the bigamy charge would have been presented if they had not had some sort of semblance on those dates of when he married this person, when he married that person, some sort of evidence on when he married all these different people. I don't see them bringing that bigamy thing up unless they knew, they had to have some dates in order to bring up a bigamy charge, don't you think?
I would think so too. They would have to
Hmm.
have some type of date.
Hey
Um,
baby.
I would think so too, but who knows? Who know? But you know what? I said something was gonna happen during this hearing. I knew something was coming. I knew something was coming, and I didn't think he would show up. And someone was saying, that Cobb County, they don't. Okay, you got to go to divorce court. So what? Get there the best way you can. So it wasn't, any urgency to get him there. And then they changed the date, right? So I think it was the 25th, and they changed it to the 26th. So
In the paperwork, it was always a 26, but for some reason it got mixed up in 25. But in the actual documents, it was always a 26.
oh, was it okay? And they got mixed up.
I think maybe one of the
Okay.
bloggers reported that, and that's why I think the confusion set in. I could be wrong, so don't y'all jump on my head. But I want to say I heard it somewhere on somebody's live stream, and I think maybe that's how the dates got misconstrued or mixed up. But don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
anyway, I'm gonna let you all move forward. I don't want to take up
You're
too much more of
good.
your time.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so because I know you got other topics to move on to.
you're good.
So
Thanks for
I'll come.
coming up,
We
Cass and
appreciate you
Toya. We
guys.
appreciate it. Thanks, Toya. Thanks, Cass.
We appreciate y'all.
All right, let's see. All right. Let me see. They call me most that I think that Shirley spent a lot of don't think that Shirley spent a lot of time around Lamont or Nesto either for that matter. So it was easy to keep her in the dark about who they were.
Who they were.
So okay, so they were probably leading with their representatives.
You know what? And let me talk about that. And the reason why I asked that, because as a wife, I knew who my husband homeboys were. I knew what they was about, how they roll, what they talk. I just knew. I don't, not that I was listening in or I was checking. I was. I just knew. And so that's why I asked that question. But Shirley, I knew what kind of jobs they had, if they were married, I knew the wives, I knew their girlfriends. I just knew things about my husband's friends, the people that he hung around with, because the people that he hung around with is somewhat a reflection of who he is and his character, if that makes sense. So I kind of, kept my eye on them. Why you hanging with him? What's up with him? So that's why I asked that. And that's just me. All women aren't like that. That's just me. And that's why I asked that.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for the show. Says so true, Sammy. Shirley needs a good therapist. High fat chocolate latte. Said that call triggered me so much. Yeah, triggered all. Yes. Loris Love said, how dare they talk about Anita the Baker? Yes, how dare they? X is too complicated. Said, yes, Sammy, Shirley needs deliverance and be honest with herself. Take a page from Jennifer Lewis' book. Yeah, and that's a good point you made, because Jennifer Lewis, she wasn't going to let y'all shame her. She got ahead of her tea. And that's a great point that you brought up. X is too complicated. She got in front of her tea. She took her tail right onto the Breakfast Club, the legendary Jennifer Lewis, and she told her story. And she got in front of it. Like Funky Denise would say, never let anybody spray you with your own tea. And I think, and that's why I made the point earlier, y'all, about hopefully Shirley coming out from behind that wall of shame. Because if she could come out, or if she would have been able to come from behind and come in front of that wall of shame, she could have got in front of the story potentially and gave her perspective and took control over her narrative. I know it probably would have been very scary and nerve-wracking, because she appears to be a fairly private person, and I get it. I'm pretty private myself. I understand. But I just think that whoever her publicist was, they should have advised her better, rather than not saying anything at all. Or when you finally do say something, you doing it because your hand has been forced and you trying to save your job. You doing it as a emergency. You're responding to an emergency. You're not doing it on your own accord. You're doing it because somebody else forced your hand, and your job is at jeopardy potentially. You know what I mean? So I just think maybe if she would have got ahead of the story and took control of her narrative, who knows? Maybe things could have been a little bit differently, and maybe people would not have been so hard on her, like Cass is saying they're being. And I think another thing too, I think it's a authenticity issue. A lot of people see her as not being authentic and putting up a front and pump faking. She not keeping it real, as the young folks say. She be capping. And I think the reason that things went a little bit differently with Jennifer Lewis, her story was similar, but it wasn't quite exactly like Shirley's. But some things were parallel. Her dude was scamming like Nesto was allegedly. But I think that's the reason why people apart. Maybe it's a percentage of why people have so much vitriol and angst and just scrutiny, so much emotion behind going after Shirley and judging her and critiquing her, because she comes off as disingenuous, and I know that it's her private business. She ain't got to share it with us, but I just think that if she would have had a good publicist, she would have put out a statement way before the calls actually got leaked, and she was trying to save her job. She would have gotten in front of it. And that's why, even though people critique Jennifer, I don't know, but I hope she has one now if she doesn't. But even though with Jennifer Lewis, people critiqued her for what happened with her husband, right? But she didn't let that stop her. She didn't let it shame her from speaking her truth and getting in front of the narrative and telling her side. And she actually got a lot of praise for it, because she showed up as authentic and saying, you know what? Yes, this happened to me, but I'm not going to be shamed.
And I think
I'm not going to let this deter me. If anything, this can be but her and Jennifer Lewis are around the same age. I think Jennifer Lewis is like
In her
67, 66. She's in her
Yeah,
mid to late
yeah,
60s.
baby boom.
Yeah, they're the same age.
Yeah.
They come from the same generation. But she didn't let shame make her stagnant and consume her. And so that's another lesson to learn. When you go through things in life, it's a natural.
Shame is the shield of fear.
Right. Say that again.
Shame is the shield of fear.
I like that. That's a bar right there. But I just think that with shame, we allow it to consume us and to hold us back. And I'm speaking from, experience. There have been moments in my life where I've allowed shame to allow me to stay stagnant, But I just think that what Jennifer Lewis did, I really commend her because she faced her fear head on. She didn't let the shame dominate her or consume her. She got in front of it, regardless of the pushback or the judgment that she was going to get. She didn't give a damn. She was like, yes, this happened to me. It's awful. Here's what happened. Here was my experience. And I'm pretty sure what she went through, it was her testimony. And it probably blessed some other people out there. You know what I mean?
And like my mama saying, no need of crying over spilled milk.
Right.
What's done is done.
Right. And it gave her the opportunity to share her wisdom with other people out there. So I think that's also a piece because she comes off like, I'm living a perfect life. Right. And then part of it may be jealousy too. People see you smiling, you got a nice looking man, y'all living well. People may start, it may be a little bit of jealousy or envy. And so now that they know that your marriage is actually not what you initially portrayed it to be publicly, some people may be rejoicing in that. But that's life. Whether you a celebrity or not, you're going to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that's part of the reason why people have gone so hard on her because of her image that she's portrayed. But I understand her wanting to have a good name and wanting to have a good image. I get it, but I just think it's tricky because you want to protect your privacy because that's your business and you have the right to do so and you should do so. But I also think you never want to stray away from being authentic.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot, like I said.
And it takes the pressure off of you to feel like you need to be perfect. But, I get it. Behind closed doors. So I can, I have to give her credit. She's a baby boomer. You're a Gen X. Y'all come baby. Right. You didn't even talk about
that for a long time.
Right. So that's on brand for her to not want to get in front of this Nesto story. But I just wish she would have. But I get it. She comes from a generation where you don't put all your business out there in the street.
She was so concerned what people would think about her child.
Right. And
her grandbaby. How do you keep an innocent baby a secret like that? Your own flesh and blood. I'm shamed. You have shamed me.
People do it all the time, Ma. And she probably was trying to work through it and process her feelings around it. It happens. It's not right, but
I think that caused me not to want to have any empathy for her. How are you going to shame your child for having a baby out of wedlock when you wasn't even there for your child, giving her what she needed?
That's probably why she felt guilty. Like, I failed my child. I feel bad. And she said that in the interview that she did last year.
That's just me as a mother.
I get
Everybody
it.
different.
Everybody different. Okay, let's read these comments, child. All right. High fat chocolate latte said, I want Shirley to have a huge comeback with a nicer looking young man with class. I hope so. And with some real money. Let's add that too. Truth is in me. I never believed the strawberry letters were from real people.
Really? Okay.
Glorious Love said, I believe she really loved Nesto. I think she loved him. Yeah. Bridget said, me either, as truth is in me. X is too complicated said, the news exposed Nesto and Shirley. Glorious Love said, I go back and forth with Shirley about culpability, but I do have compassion for what she's going through. For sure. We definitely have compassion. And we never want anybody to get that misconstrued as it pertains to our channel. Yeah, because we empathize. We've gone through things, and we hope. We want people to give us grace, but it ain't the end of the world if they don't.
But also, people have given me grace, but they also said, "Now, Felicia, you knew better."
That's true. That's true.
They also said
They
and
loved on you, but they called the thing a thing.
loved on me
They
through
have,
it.
yeah.
They loved on me through it, and they was there when I needed them. When I was slinging snot, they was right there, pat me on the back. But at the same time, they said, "Now you knew better. You knew better." I said, "Okay, I did, and I'm gonna do better."
Yeah. So, if anything, I think the lesson for that particular topic is just be grateful for the people who do show you love and who show you grace and empathy and compassion, but also show you accountability, hold people accountable you don't care about.
Woo!
Angie D says, Sammy, great explanation on Shirley Strawberry. I'm here for the show. So y'all preaching tonight. Won't he do it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let's see. Latia said, not even hers. Sex is too complicated. Said Proverbs 27, verse 5 and 6. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Faithful is the wounds and blows of a friend than the sweet kisses of an enemy.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
All right. All right. All right. Now.
There it is.
All right. I'm here for the show, said LOL, and you too, Walona. Leo Vibes said, I think most are Team Shirley, but we have to be realistic as well. It's not far-fetched to say she wasn't aware, allegedly. Bridget says, Shirley at least deserves a pinky toe on her neck. Bridget.
So not the whole foot, Bridget.
But the pinky
But
toe.
that's the pinky toe.
All
okay,
right.
we're gonna lift up and just put the pinky toe.
Just one toe. Lift up the other four toes and leave the pinky.
And leave the pinky.
Okay.
We got you.
All right. That's what y'all need to do, doggone it. That's what y'all need to do. Thank you, Bridget, for those instructions.
Bridget always coming through with the knowledge.
Hey, the Tar Diva. Let's see. Lakia said, Shirley moves funny. Anita Hill said, you cannot stop people from talking.
No.
X is too complicated said, if Shirley didn't know, but Sheridan knew these ninjas, this is one of the reasons Nestle had a problem with Sheridan.
Ooh.
All right, you didn't say something with
you
that.
all right now.
And let's talk about.
So Shirley probably didn't know, but her child knew.
And let's talk about that. That's another,
great point
that you brought up. X is too complicated. How sometimes the parents may not be as intuitive or self-aware, but their children are. And I don't know if it's because they're children and they're closer to God, or maybe they're just born, with a certain level of discernment and wisdom and sight. I don't know. That's common where you'll see the parent making poor decisions and their child, their mind. We from the South, we say sight has more sight than they do about a situation or the person that they're
than what you see that person.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't see that.
Caught up in the rapture.
Exactly.
And you can't see it.
That's what a different
perspective.
Yeah.
So that's why, and the child is like, I don't like him, and the parent just like, well, you just acting because you just being jealous. You just want mom more. What if the parent downplays what the child is feeling or seeing?
Well, first of all, even at this big age.
You know what y'all think in the comments about that. I am here for the show that I think Shirley is consumed with fear. Yeah, it's definitely a bondage that, let's see. Lucia said X is too complicated. I feel like Sheraton was one of the few people in Shirley's life who wasn't willing to lie to her.
Yeah, she gave it to her mom. Yeah, because she didn't like him. We all know that she didn't like him and he didn't like her.
Yeah, they ain't like each other.
Mm-mm.
She tried though. She tried.
Are we coming in clear now, y'all?
We should be. Let me see. Toya said, I definitely didn't like hearing Shirley speak on Sheridan the way that she did. So hopefully they mended their relationship. Let's see.
You know what? I think there's still going to be some type of friction between them. Just from over the years. It may
Let's
be
see.
better.
Hold on. Is the sound still choppy? Y'all let us know. They said it was sounding a little choppy.
It may be better, but I don't know if it's going to be 100% good with them. I don't know. I will hope so. Now, that's the relationship. Now, that's where I'm praying for God to do some restoration with her and her daughter and her grandchildren. That's what I want for Shirley. That's what I want for her. Out of all of this, I want her and her child and her grandchildren to be good. That's what I want.
Okay, the sound is better. Thank you guys. Okay, the sound is better. Yeah, that's the relationship that really matters.
Yes. That's what I want.
All said and done.
Once it's all said and done, that's what I want. I think that, like I said, with life, things happen, y'all. Things happen in life. And we've all been, we've been through some things. We keep living. Keep living, and life will teach you some things. And it'll make you stronger, and it give you some lessons, and I just like, lessons in love. This is a lesson for her and a lesson for some other people too. Yeah. So, I don't know, and here's the thing too with Lamont and Ernesto. How did Ernesto really feel about Shirley? That's the question. How did he really feel about Shirley? Was he putting on all them years with Shirley? Because not in one phone call when Shirley's name came up and people were saying things about Shirley that wasn't nice, not one time did Ernesto take up for Shirley. Not one time. Not one time.
Because he was angry, pouting like a little boy. I think that's what that was. He was angry, pouting.
And he even said, she ain't spent all that money on me. She ain't spent my folks say they ain't sending me no more money.
So he couldn't understand why the money had
been
ran out. Because he said she wasn't spending that much, which was disrespectful.
Yes.
But I think, you know what? I think, now that I think about it, I think oftentimes, like we said earlier in the call, what Nesto and Lamont were doing was they were having locker room talk. That's how, a lot of guys talk. Not all, but a lot of them do speak that way about women when they feel like they're in a safe space or they're in private where they can really express how they feel. And I think a lot of times that they felt that way genuinely about the women in their lives, but of course they would never say that to the women directly unless they were angry or upset. Because I think oftentimes men like that, they're used to faking. They're used to wearing a mask and being disingenuous about how they feel. And so it's very easy for them. It's like a light switch. They can turn it on and turn it off. And the only time you see them talking like that in front of a woman, a lot of times they talk like that to impress other men. And like somebody said in the chat, Lamont was showing out for Nesto. That's why he called that lady nappy head and said she looked like a slut bucket. And then when he got off the phone with Ernesto, he probably came up to and apologized, wrapped his arm around the waist and kissed on the neck and said, baby, I love you. I just be playing. I just be trying to make my friend laugh.
That's probably exactly what he said.
Is it grown boy behavior? Absolutely. But that's what a lot of them do. It's childish.
Very.
Because a lot of them know if they were to say that directly to most women, they would get chewed out. They know it's unacceptable. And it just shows you how ignorant and simple-minded Lamont and Ernesto are. And they're very insecure men. For somebody who can't put no money up to get his boy out, you sure do talk a lot about other people being broke, but we ain't never seen you make nothing shake for your homeboy. But you always laughing about somebody else being broke. They're immature. They're grown boys. And you can tell that they suffer from arrested development. That's how grown boys talk. Grown men don't talk like that.
And so one part of it that really got to me was women act like they so strong. That's why they be calling on Jesus, because they not strong. What? What?
And did he Nesto must then tell him that he requested a Bible from Sonia.
And the black
They
woman
have
that
engraved.
he's talking about, Sue Nesto, is the black woman on every phone call praying for him, telling him to pray
And paying them
and
eternity.
call on Jesus on his behalf. But he ain't gonna tell Lamont that, though.
No.
He ain't gonna tell Lamont that. He ain't gonna tell Lamont that we got Manny Fresh coming up there praying for him, for his strength in the Lord, so he can get through this.
And he got his Bible.
And he got his Bible. He ain't gonna talk about that. But that part right there was like, wow. Wow, really?
And I think, and to his point, there are a lot of men that think like that. A lot of men feel like religion in the church has black women in a chokehold.
Yes.
And that black women are so churchy, so religion, and that oftentimes the churches that they're given to, they're allegedly scams, and they're not genuine place or safe space of worship. And so a lot of men are turned off by churches because they don't think that they don't trust the leadership. They don't trust the pastors and the bishops. They think that these men are scammers. Remember what Lamont said? It's a scam. They think religion is a scam. And they think it's weak to call on Jesus.
You better call on somebody.
But how do you fortify yourself in life? How do you ground yourself? You don't have to be religious, but you can be spiritual.
But then when they get sick and down and out,
they want somebody to pray for
who
them.
They call? They call on the black one. Can you pray for me?
Yeah.
Can you pray for me?
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm this. I'm that. Can you say a prayer for me?
And then a lot of them subscribe to that ideology where they think religion makes us docile. And so that's probably another reason why he said that. You know, he thinks that these people in the pulpit are scammers. What he say? One of the preachers was Trey. He was gay, and he couldn't be trusted. Then they was talking about another lady named Anita, how she was in the church, but back in the day she used to be a prostitute. And that's why you can't take this church stuff seriously, basically implying it's a scam.
You know, and people believe in who they believe in, higher power or whatever. You believe in what you believe in. But I think for him to attach women, black women, with not being strong, and then tie the religion into it, I just thought that was just real tacky.
I thought it was ignorant and uninformed.
Yes,
but they're simple-minded, dumb and dumber. But it's scary though, because these are the people that we're living and walking amongst. These people who think this way. It's sad. It's very sad, and I think too, it's the lack of education. You know, they don't understand religion. They don't understand spirituality. You know, they're not connected with themselves. They don't realize that you can have a relationship with God and it doesn't have to necessarily be connected to a religion, right? They don't understand that.
I'll say it again.
You can have a connection with God and it doesn't have to be connected to religion or a man in the pulpit. But they don't understand that. they simple minded. They think that they're so woke and so progressive. Just like Sonia thinks that she's so woke and so progressive, but she don't realize that she's playing into the agenda of the Republicans as it relates to them targeting Black voters. They don't genuinely care about you no more than the other party. Quiet as it's kept, you know what I mean? But sometimes we think that because we watched a documentary on YouTube, we have so much knowledge and we're so deep and we just know. And the rest of Black people are just ignorant. Like we looking down on other Black people. Have that false sense of entitlement, like we're better. Like I know something you don't know, and really you don't know a damn thing. You don't know nan. You don't know nan. But I just think people like that, they say ignorant things like that to make themselves feel better, but they're uninformed. They don't know what they're talking about.
And why would you let another man talk to you about how you're going to be intimate with your wife?
Making a joke about
it. And how she's going to sound. Oh, yeah.
They grown boys, Ma. That's what grown boys do. They grown boys. That's what they do. Like they in the locker room after the 7th grade basketball game.
And this is who Shirley picked. This who Shirley married. This who she married.
It's a lot of women right now married to some grown boys and don't know it. What you talking about? That ain't nothing new.
Well, you got a point.
That ain't nothing new.
You got a point.
It's more common than you think.
But has it gotten so bad for us that we would marry somebody like that and stay with somebody like that?
I mean, it's about your perception. Some women don't see it that way, and then some women, they do see it for what it is. They don't want to be alone. I mean, that's a topic for another day.
It is, because we talk about that off YouTube.
Yeah.
How some women just can't bear to be alone.
It just depends. Some women bite the bullet and deal with it. It is what it is.
And then some women just think a piece of man is better than any man. Yeah. Long as I got somebody.
Something is better than nothing.
Something is better than nothing.
And that's their choice. It is what it is.
And that comes with a disconnect.
But but I want to talk about how Lamont is advising Ernesto if he were to get out. All he got to do is come home to Shirley and put it on her. Make her have an orgasm, and all will be well in the world. Put that juju on her.
Did y'all hear that?
And he would have to get his hands on some liquid V first for that to happen, Lamont. But
because when he talked about jumping Shirley Bones, Shirley was like, what?
He was not responding to that.
No. She was like, yeah.
Come again.
Come on now.
But what do you think that says about how some men see us as women, that all they have to do is be good in the bedroom and we'll put up with their mess and all will be forgiven? I think that's insulting to us as women. Like, all you got to do is be good in the bedroom and you can treat me and do me any kind of way. What does that say?
That makes everything better. All you got to do is touch me and everything going to be all right.
It don't matter. Me have an orgasm and I
don't matter how I feel, what you have done to me. That don't matter. My feelings aren't valid. You can say or do anything to me. You can disrespect me, but you take me in that bedroom and you do me right, and it's all over. And it's like a piece of meat. In their mind, they just see you as a piece of meat.
If anything, I think they see themselves as a piece of meat. I don't think they realize that they're reducing their self-worth, what's in between their legs. And then on the flip side, I also think it shows that they don't think that we as women value ourselves enough to say, you know what? I don't care how strong your meat game is.
Absolutely.
I don't like the way you treated me, and it's over. Having good sex is not enough.
Absolutely. And they got something for that. They got that butterfly. What is it? The
rose.
The rose.
And I also think it speaks on the fact that they see us as women as being desperate and lacking self-discipline. and having boundaries and self-worth. If all you think you got to do is put it on somebody and that'll bring them around and make them sweet on you again, that says a lot about how you see that person, and that you basically are saying that person is simple. They basic.
Yes.
They don't require much. They don't think that they deserve much, so therefore they don't require much. And I also think it's them saying that we as women don't stand on business.
We don't mean what we say.
We don't mean what we say. And all you got to do is put it down in the bedroom. Okay, baby, I love you. Ooh, do. It's like, here, take this now. Shut up.
And once
and
you
act right and do what I tell. It's a manipulation tactic.
And once you tell a man how you feel and you lay down the law, stick to it. Because when you deflect from it and you do something totally opposite,
he'll never respect you.
He'll never respect you.
And based off of that conversation, they've been in a lot of circumstances where women have said one thing and done the complete antithesis of that. So that lets me know that we got to do better as women with standing on business, because they think women are a joke. How dare they? How dare they?
Yep.
I just thought that was awful, like, dang. But I'm glad they said that, because you get to really see how some men really feel about us. And you got to stand on business as a woman. You know, don't let your emotions consume you. You know, I know we all have needs and we get hot in the tail, but stand strong. Stand up, sister. Stand up. Stand up.
It ain't worth it for no 3 seconds of pleasure.
Because these ninjas is taking us for a ride. They do not take us seriously. And tell them, yeah, when you come home, put that thing on Shirley, and then she gonna and then she gonna died when he mocked Shirley. All is gonna be well in the world.
And she gonna give you your money. You gonna get all the money you want from her.
So you don't think you have to have emotional intelligence and know how to communicate and problem solve? You just think your penis is gonna be enough to solve the issues after what she done been through? Come on now.
And we know Lamont a big
foolish
guy. We know Lamont is a heavyset guy, so he probably ain't working with none.
Girl, you know he ain't. Let's see. Let me catch up on these comments. I'm here for the show that I think Shirley is consumed with fear and shame and self-doubt, living for the opinions of others. Oh wait, I already read that already. Hold on. This is okay. Y'all can hear us now. Let me catch up. Okay, this is where we at. Cass said he feels about Shirley the same as he feels about any other woman. No respect for women at all. He just puts them in different buckets. Yeah, compartmentalizes them. Toya said he opened the call telling Lamont how he went off on her. He does not care about her. No, and doggone well he wasn't even. He did not go off on her like that. But they so busy trying to impress each other like grown boys do. Yeah, lying to each other. It's
like, man, I handled her.
Yeah. I put her in her place.
I don't want to be cooped up no more. Anyway, I don't want to be cooped up anyway.
But then get on the phone the next couple of days crying, Shirley answer. I just need to know, Shirley. Sending messages and sending kites through Dion and everybody and Dre. Boy, bye. That ego, it gets them in trouble every time. So you said he was only upset about losing access to Shirley's financial support. That's what he was mad about. That part. That's what really pissed him off. Cass said at 30 that may be excusable, but at 50 and 60 ain't no hope for the masses. I am here for the show said straight Jody baby whatever. Yes. Grown boys. Bridget said Lamont was too comfortable talking about intimate acts between Nesto and his wife. How could Nesto be laughing that off? That entire combo was weird.
I was like, what?
And that lets me know that they have conversations like that often. Often. That nasty locker room talk. Glorious Love said when Lamont called that woman a black, I was done. I did too.
He's disgusting.
Toya said, wasn't Nesto clutching that same Bible at the hearing when they brought the CP charges back? Yes. I'm here for the show. Said, yes, Bridget. I was like, wow, you going to let your homeboy disrespect your wife like that? He don't care.
He don't care.
Because he don't respect her. Yep. Awful. The tall diva said, but be wanting somebody to call on Jesus for them when they get in trouble.
When they get in trouble.
Want somebody to pray.
Want somebody to pray for them. Stand in the gap.
Yep. Standing in the need of prayer.
Yes.
It's me.
Yes.
X is too complicated. Said, yes, I agree with you, Fifi, especially if Sheridan heard all the calls between her mother and Nesto concerning her and the kids. Prayer and counseling is medicine for this relationship. I am here for the show. Said, a personal relationship with God. Bridget said, simple-minded and zero self-awareness. Toya said, that was sickening. X is too complicated. Said, they were talking about Bishop Jakes and Juanita Bynum.
That's who they was talking about. Okay, so everybody know the story about with Bishop Jakes and Juanita. Everybody know who Juanita is, right? And how it went down allegedly with her husband, how they got married later on. She was I think she was close to 60. She was close to 60 when they got together, and they had a big old church, if I'm not mistaken, out in Alpharetta. But they said allegedly there was the man, he was fighting her allegedly. So, and that's what they was talking about. Now, I don't know about the other thing about her being a P during the day, being a streetwalker back in the day. I don't know about that. But I do know that her and her husband, the relationship that they had was awful. And that they didn't stay married long. So part of that, what they were saying was true.
Let me see. Toya said, and hearing Nesto cackling like that irritated me. I'm here for the show. Said, yes, they was talking about Jakes and his wife.
Yeah.
Toya said, two ninjas in their 50s discussing Boosie being arrested. Yeah. That's a red flag. Talking some damn Boosie. Damn, yeah, man, they done lock Boosie up. Now, what you two old ninjas know about some Boosie?
Boosie ain't got no money to get out.
He's selling his cars.
Oh, boy, y'all. Yes.
Like, really?
Yes. Just awful.
Toya said, it ain't enough the eggplant in the world.
Toya.
Cass said, Toya, absolutely not, but they lead with that or the wallet because that's all they got. Right. A lot of men lead with that because they don't have no personality.
They don't have no personality.
And they don't know who they are. They're not sure within themselves. They're not solidified in who they are as a man.
Love to flash their money.
And then love to complain about women only wanting them for their money.
Yeah.
But what you flashing for?
Yeah. Love to show you their bank account, how much money they got, how many cars they got, how many investment properties, and love it. Yes.
But get offended when you ask, let me hold something. Well, you done show me the investment bank accounts and your fund and your high yield savings. So what's up? If you don't want to be used for your money, then lead with your personality, your character.
But a lot of them don't have it.
It's not rocket science. It's really not that complicated. Get a personality. Educate yourself so you can have things of substance to talk about other than your money or what's in between your legs. Develop yourself. Hey, Miss MJ. Bridget said, and I mean nothing, Fifi. Sending kites trying to reach Shirley. Yes. Send a message in the bottle, baby.
Yes.
Send for me. Yes. X is too complicated said, some of us are confusing religion, church, and relationship with God. I had to learn church and quoting scriptures couldn't deliver me from my problems. Let's see. These broke ninjas don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. Just a mess. It's sad because essentially these men are transitioning into eldership. They are at the age where they should be considered the elder if we actually lived in a real community and carry and moved as a real community. They would be considered the elders, but they're still developmentally delayed. I mean, they still have a mindset of a 20, 30-year-old man, and it's really sad. And I think that this is why we're in the predicament that we are in as a people, you know, because a lot of us have not grown up yet. A lot of us are stunted. You know, we haven't grown, we haven't evolved spiritually or mentally. You know, we just stuck. It's arrested development, and it's so sad.
And some of us don't want to grow.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know, especially when people in my age, and this is my experience,
they want to stay in the 90s. They want to stay young. They refuse to grow up because they feel like if they mature, then that admits to them getting old. And that's just not the case. We got a lot of old fools out here, and that call just displayed that. Old fools.
That's foolish.
Yeah. And then gonna have the nurse tell Nesto something. Well, I think I'm gonna just go to my other folk house when I get out. And Lamont told me some no, because then she could try to file for abandonment. You going back to your house. You gonna kick that hoe out, Debbie, and say, get out. I need some alone my wife.
He said you gonna kick that big hoe out. And you gonna go back to your wife.
Because she could file for abandonment if you don't go back. Something your friend's smart. Now I know your friend's smart. I'm telling you right.
Y'all. That right there.
Something you gonna tell Debbie she gotta leave for the night because you need a long time with your wife, or she can stay and you can tie her up. Sick. Sick are you? Talking about tying Debbie up if she could watch Nesto and Shirley if she wanted to. What? What are you talking about? Where did that come from? That foolishness. What type of asinine, ludicrous
but
thing
then
to
it
say?
Goes back.
What
That's
are you talking about? Shut up.
All his friends, they on the same thing. What did Dre say? You couldn't put her in the back of the bus and put one of them chains around her neck
that you get from Home Depot.
Come on now. They all talking the same. That's why I say Shirley ain't really know nothing about his friend.
Evidently no. She didn't know. She didn't, not to this depth. She didn't know. And it's a lot of women who don't know a lot about their man friend. Just like
they don't want to know.
They don't want to know. She ain't the only woman. It's a bunch of women out here that don't know. And some of them don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss for a lot of people. And that may have been for her. It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
But I just thought that was disgusting. Why would you talk about tying up another woman and beating her and spanking Shirley? Shirley don't want to be spanked. You do that with Sonia. What are you talking about? Just tacky.
And Ernest don't know his wife don't get down like that. He said that.
And
he has said that.
And he mad.
Them folk don't do that. Them folk don't do that.
Yeah, and he mad because she don't want to take care of his trifling butt no more, so he don't want to protect her. But even when she was paying for him, he didn't want to protect her. Talking about head of household, but you don't protect your wife when it matters.
Provider.
Yeah. If you love me like you say you do, and you my protector, even if you mad at me, you should have my back.
Yeah. And not one time
let this dude dishonor me. Are you serious?
And
how dare you? And let this broad disrespect me. How dare you? If you gonna run him, keep him in check, Mr. Pimp, Mr. PIMP, Pimp and Ken would never. If you really want to talk about this pimpology, you can't even control yours. She won't let you get a word in edgewise, Mr. Pimp. Just pathetic. Pathetic. Let's see if that Shirley and Debbie need a few restraining orders. I thought about that too, girl. I thought about that. Like Debbie, especially Debbie. Debbie might want to get a restraining order That's a good point, because I thought about that. The way they talked about Debbie was just disgusting.
And you know,
And that was violent. That his language, even though they were laughing about it, that's violent
and you know what? Another thing,
towards women. That's violent.
Shirley needs to put in her decree that Ernesto cannot talk about her on social media.
A gag order.
That can be added, and that was added in my love divorce, y'all. That we cannot discuss each other on, that can be added, and that's what she needs to do to keep Ernesto from talking. He needs to stop talking about her, period. There's no need for him to, after their divorce, he needs to let it go. Leave that lady alone and give her some peace. That's the main thing that's bothering her. That's bothering her more so than us out here on these YouTube streets with our foot on her neck. What's bothering her is to hear her husband on these phone calls or somebody coming back and telling her, this man out here talking about you like you a bee on the street. Now that would bother me more so than people on YouTube talking about me and not giving me grace. That would hurt me more to hear somebody come back or to hear my husband on these on these phone calls from prison, in these text messages talking about me. That's what's really getting to Shirley. Shirley don't know us. She don't get nothing about us. She more concerned about her husband talking about her on these video calls, on these prison calls. I guarantee you.
And that's disgusting. Both of these men have been around Debbie, and they laughing about and joking about tying her up. That's dangerous. And that would be another, like, to add to your point, that would really piss me off if I was Shirley, because I brought you around one of my closest and dearest friend, and you guys are laughing and joking about tying her up and beating her. Talking about something, I know you always wanted to beat her. What? So you admitting on a recorded phone call that Ernesto has fantasized about physically assaulting Debbie. And if I was Debbie, I would use that clip to get a restraining order against him and Lamont. I don't think she should take that lightly.
They go too far. They really went too far.
Way too far.
On this call, they pushed the limit. They went too far. They really did. They went too far. And this call right here, if I was Shirley, this would be like, oh, it's on and pop. We're going to have to do something about this.
And I hope that Sheraton is able to keep her restraining order too.
Yeah. Because he definitely don't
the way he talked about Sheridan and her sex life, it was disgusting and it was creepy. And it made me feel like he was the stepdaddy that was probably fantasizing about her and allegedly and sexually attracted to her allegedly. And that's creepy and that's very scary. And that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Let me see. Lucia said, yeah, Shirley should get a good NDA. And while he's still locked up, he can't talk about her or the terms of their divorce or the jail calls, because those are public too. Yeah. I would shut her down legally. I would shut him down because he's the one that's making it worse for her. Because he's the one that keeps giving people ammunition to use against her.
Yeah.
He's running his mouth.
Yeah.
And he can't keep his camp in check. None of them have respect for her. They have a lot of malice. And like you said, Mom, I think Shirley is more hurt by Ernesto's family friends than she is us.
She's not concerned about
we the little people in our little bitty apartments with our tiny windows.
Shirley don't care nothing about us. She don't care nothing about us not giving her no grace, and we out here talking about. Shirley is hurt because Ernesto. It's more so him, and because we found out. And how did we find out? Because of Ernesto.
And I think she's hurt by
and his action.
and she's hurt by Dre, Lamont, and Dion.
Yes.
Because these are people that she loved, she cared about, she brought into her home, and that's a huge betrayal.
Yes.
That's why I hope she doesn't listen to these calls to protect her mental health. That's where the real betrayal comes in. Because those people, they are not taking their foot off her neck.
Mm-mm.
Now, we're going to take, and I'm not even going to say we. Those are the people that need to take their foot off her neck. Damn the people in these YouTube streams. We ain't nobody. But
no, we can keep talking about it because it's gonna help somebody. If it help one person,
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, we don't matter. It's the people in her camp that matter.
Right.
If that's
right.
what hurts.
Right.
Because these are the people that know her personally, and none of these people vouched for her. Nobody, not on none of these calls did anybody say, you know what? Let's stop talking about this lady like that. She's a good person.
Right.
Don't say that about her. Don't call her out on her name. This is a good person. This woman is going through hell and back. This woman is doing the best that she can.
Dion did.
Don't talk
at
about
one
her.
Point. Dion did.
But they didn't do it consistently enough,
No.
but they did do it. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But those are the people that should be checking other people and defending her name. And her own people in her camp did her dirty.
And I think Dion had a motive behind it. I don't truly think he was all goo-gooey all over Shirley either. I think he had a motive behind his goo-goo with her.
But it's just sad that you have people who don't even know Shirley, like Cass and Toya. They have more compassion and grace for Shirley than her own damn husband and stepson and family friends and best friends.
And
that's a shame.
And that's what's wearing on Shirley.
Yes.
How dare this man?
Yes.
That I've given my all to.
Yes.
Embarrass me, humiliate me,
and his friends.
They
laughing at me.
Why would you? I'm on the news.
Yes. And why would you, as my husband, laugh about me and my best friend sitting up in the house getting fat, riding around, ain't doing nothing but sitting around, riding around Atlanta, or being at home sitting at home getting fat,
drinking wine. And
then don't forget when he talked crap about her sleeping on that air mattress to Sonia. Why would you do me like that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's strangers that got more compassion for me than my own husband, than the man I lay with. I used to lay with at night, than the man I shared my body with, my shade with, my blessings with. That's what keeps her up at night,
and that's why she looked like she looked on that Zoom call.
That's what's aging her rapidly.
Yes,
that's what's stressing her and breaking her heart.
Not us talking about her.
No. It's why your son. I looked at your son as my son, and y'all on the phone talking crap about me, and y'all doing 3-way calls with your side chick. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare the both of y'all? I didn't gave you a truck. I give you gas money to come take me somewhere. Even when I don't have it, I give you my last, as if you came out of my womb. How dare you? How dare they dishonor her? How dare they?
Those are the people who are hurting Shirley, not us.
That's awful.
Not us that's having this topic and saying she should have known better. She don't care. She's not concerned about us.
We don't matter.
What we're saying. We don't matter. It's the people that she thought who loved her.
Yeah. And that's what makes me feel sad for her.
And that's what makes me feel sad.
Because the people closest to her did not stand by her when she tried to stand by them. She was loyal to them and they didn't reciprocate. Yeah, let's see. Exit Too Complicated said Shirley needs to get a gag order on Sonia as well. Yeah, I would too.
She needs to stop talking too.
Let's see. Cass said, I'll take that as a compliment. Please do, because that's what it was meant as, a compliment. Toya said she tried to support him at his lowest and they made a fool out of her and humiliated her. Yeah. It's the betrayal. It's heartbreaking. It's gut-wrenching. Bridget said, and I blame Nesto for that. He needed to set the tone for how
Yes.
how his wife should be respected. But this man doesn't even respect himself, in and out of jail, wasting his entire life being stupid, right? And I really feel like if they would have stood on business, Lamont, Dre, Dion, Nesto, even Sonia, if they would have stood on business and talked about this lady with respect, I think they could have set the tone for how other people viewed her and talked about her. Because everybody feels comfortable talking crap and disrespecting Shirley because the people closest
Because we
to
didn't
her,
know Shirley's
right?
character.
Because the people closest to her felt comfortable disrespecting her and dishonoring her. And Ernesto should have checked Sonia. If you want to run hoes, you need to know how to keep them in check. You want to be a pimp, then you need to really get down with the pimpology and practice what you preach.
Yes. Yes.
You let that woman talk out her mouth any old kind of way about your wife. Call her out her name, age, shame her.
Age shame.
Yeah. And y'all look the same age. Quiet as it's kept. Hell. Y'all both stressed. Let the same ninja stress y'all out.
Yep, got the same type of stress on their
It's
face.
his fault.
The same type of stress.
And if he was smart and if he was really a good finesser, he would have kept it player and always kept it respectful.
They got his energy, so they look. The stress is the same.
Right, it's the same energy from the same source. But if
say it again,
it's the same energy from the same source. But if he was really player and really smart and really on that pimp talk like a real pimp, he would have hyped up Shirley. He would have talked her up on every phone call. Because somebody that's real smart and strategic these calls are being recorded and monitored. That would have always been at the forefront of his mind, and he would have been very mindful about what he would have said about his wife. And he also wouldn't have never took no phone call from Sonia. He would have told her, write me, don't call me. If he was smart, he would have had foresight to think, okay, I'm dealing with somebody that's a public figure. So in the event, it may not happen, but should it happen, if I'm going to have somebody on the side, let me write letters instead of talking on the phone. And definitely don't let me defame her character or talk down about her to anybody, whether it be my homeboys, my son, or my mistress. He didn't protect Shirley. He didn't cover Shirley. He failed her on so many ways. And he's the reason why people go in on her. That's not what head of households do.
Not a provider.
Not a provider, not a protector. He never really protected that lady. He was just waiting to get his lick back until she pissed him off. He been not liking Shirley. He been wanting to throw her under the bus. He was just waiting for the perfect time to do it. And now he's finally pissed off enough. And so he's letting other people disrespect her, but he never had her back.
Now that makes me sad for her.
Yeah, he never had her back.
To know that she was married to a man that's now kicking her down when she's down. He continues to kick her. He knows this is taking a toll on her. And he continues in these calls, continues to kick her.
So he said that part, Cass said, I thought he was the one doing the calling. Yes, he was, but I mean by not communicating with her. Let me just clarify it for people who get into the weeds of it. Don't talk to her is basically what I'm saying. But let me see. X is Too Complicated said Dion was manipulating Shirley for his deity. I like the way you spell deity.
I think so too. I don't think he felt like, like he said he felt about Shirley. It was because y'all, they street ninjas. We got to understand these people.
Finessers.
Yes. This is Atlanta. Now, these people come from Atlanta.
In that regard, my heart does break for Shirley. For people that are closest to you, damn the people that I don't know. F y'all, I don't know you. I ain't gonna never see you in real life. Who gives a crap?
Now that we broke it down like that, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of feeling sorry for her.
I do feel for her. Damn the people I don't know. I don't know you. I'm never gonna see you in life. I don't care. But for somebody that was in my home, somebody that I consider family, I spent time with, to know that this is how you really feel about me and you're not protecting me, that's heartbreaking. So my heart goes out to her for that, because that's devastating. That's very hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
To hell with the people I don't know you. I don't care about you. But for people that I know, and that's how you do me, and I'm helping you, even when I don't have it myself, but I'm still looking out for you because I care about you, and I have a relationship with you, I have a rapport with you, and this is how you do me, that's painful.
Mm-hmm.
That's devastating.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. I think that would make any of us cry. Let me see. X is too complicated said one of those calls with Sonia Nesto did not respect his mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kimmy Who said we know Shirley has probably heard enough of these calls to have slapped those two with the cease and desist a long time ago. I think she's just waiting for the divorce to take him down.
Maybe
I hope so.
I hope so.
Because they're awful. They're awful.
I hope so.
They are her ops. They are her ops.
That's the ops.
That's the ops.
That's not us.
It's them.
It's them.
They the ops.
They the ops.
That's who she need to shut down. Because they're awful. Let's see Cass said, I care about y'all though. We appreciate it.
We appreciate
We
you,
care
Cass.
about you as well.
Cass, we wouldn't be able to have this dialogue without you and Team Shirley.
Let's see.
Toya
and Toya.
Toya
Shirley too.
And Toya.
We need it.
We need it.
We need it.
And
Toya.
this is how you have healthy dialogue, y'all. This is called healthy exchange of dialogue.
Right.
Yeah, and it has to be had.
Right.
Yeah.
You have healthy dialogue, you kiki, and you move on like Bridget said. Because why, y'all?
We don't know these people.
Toya said Lamont and Dre were also calling Shirley at one point, fake, supporting her, but on three-way calls with Sonia. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. They are the villains.
Yeah.
They are the villains. They are the backstabbers. They are the ops. How you smiling in this lady's face?
And I could just see somebody going back, hear somebody going back and telling her what was said, and hearing her saying, "Huh, Lamont?"
Yeah,
huh? Really?
For the whole world to see.
Really? Lamont said that about me? Oh gosh.
Yeah, and that hurts because these people know her personally, so they should know her heart and her character. So why wouldn't y'all want to protect her as men? Why wouldn't you want to protect this woman, this black woman, and have her back? Why would you leave her out to dry?
There we go. We're protecting the black woman. We've talked about that.
Why they didn't protect this black woman? And you know what? If Nesta was really a player, he would have told Sonia, watch what you say about my wife. Watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Fall in line. Watch your mouth. Remember, play your position. Remember, you don't talk about my wife like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what real player pimps do with their side chick.
But Nest don't need him put that $100.
He need $100. He need $100. He need $100. So he couldn't say that.
Everybody out there the whole week asking for $100. That whole week he was trying to get him $100.
So the $100 is more important than him standing on business and protecting Shirley's name.
And Sonya told him, baby, don't do that. Don't be calling nobody asking for no money. I got you. I love you, Daddy. She said, baby, I don't want you to be calling nobody asking them for no money. I got you. I got you. He needed that $100 that week. Bad.
So you letting folk disrespect that lady
for $100.
for $100. Wow.
That's what that call was about.
He let Lamont rip Shirley and Debbie a new one
for $100.
The promise of $100. We don't know if he gave it to him or not. He talked so bad about Debbie, and you know you got these charges on you. I would have said, hey, let's not talk about the ladies like that. Hey, let's not talk about women in a violent manner. You know these charges I got.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, you wouldn't be talking like that on the phone with me if I got the charges I got.
Mm-hmm.
You not finna say nothing negative about no woman.
Yes.
Let me see. Toya said, I've said it before. Shirley was handled this way better than I would have. Let's see. The tall diva said trying to stunt for a jailbird.
Yes.
Glorious Love said he is a wuss. Kat said when you get off this live, check your mics.
Okay.
Because there's something causing that static on and off. Okay, thank you for that.
So yeah. This call right here was a lot. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. It really was. This one right here, I was speechless. And y'all know I ain't never that. But this took me back.
And I hope all parties get what's coming to them.
I do. I hope so too. So
because they should have stood on business about Shirley.
Yeah. And
they know her the most. They're the closest to her.
Yeah.
And nobody said, you know what, y'all, this not right. Let's not talk about this lady like that. What would Jesus do?
Yeah, Bridget said he asked about 10 people for 100. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so now she got to wait. And can you imagine? Because she got up this morning thinking, this is about to be over. This is going to be, today is my birthday. And I'm about to get rid of this new. I'm about to turn up.
And she still can.
She still can. But this would have been, if things would have went okay with this divorce today, it would have made it even better.
If it went as planned,
yeah.
It would have been a weight lifted off her.
Yes. So now she got to wait till August 30th.
I just hopefully she's just stay strong in the Lord and keep going. It'll come soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll come.
And write that book. Do a Lifetime special. Everybody else eating off of this.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jesus.
Cass said he did slide that dry bacon in there with Lamont, and Lamont deflected like a champ. Absolutely.
Okay, so her birthday is Sunday. So they just did the shout out today because it was Friday. Okay.
Brittany said, what would Jesus do, Sammy? Yes, ma'am. What would Jesus do? You know, we used to have them bracelets growing up. What would Jesus do? Yes. Yes. Well, happy early birthday to her on Sunday. Yes. Shout outs to all the Leos. It's Leo season.
Yes. Yes. So y'all, that's it right there. That's that's it. Shout out to Nyla for being able to get this on. We saw Shirley. So
she looked cute.
She looked cute.
And she always does.
She's well put together now. She's a classy lady.
I love a well put together woman.
Yeah, she classy now. She classy. Always look nice. Always. Mm-hmm. So we gonna keep going, y'all. See what happens.
As the saga continues. All right, y'all. So that's what we got.
Y'all got anything else? That's it.
Let me see. She said, yes. Did y'all hear Anthony Hamilton call in?
We didn't hear Anthony Hamilton call in.
He's so cute and petite. Let me see. X is too complicated. Said Nesto is not human. He never loved Shirley. He was in love with her money. Dre knew what was going on between Shirley and Nesto. Dre said he studied Shirley because Nesto wanted Cynthia Bailey. I thought he wanted Cynthia Bailey too. I told y'all it was Cynthia. Yes,
you said it.
I had a hunch it was Cynthia.
Oh, he could never.
Well, she went with Peter. Peter is nice looking in person, y'all.
Very nice looking.
He's very handsome. He looks the same way he did 10, 15 years ago.
He looked like money too.
He don't look like no money, but he looks like well groomed.
Well, he's well groomed.
He don't look like no money to me, but he looks well groomed. Tamar.
Well, that was designer jeans he had on and a designer shirt and shoes.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have it. Tamar man, he looked like money.
Now Tamar man looked like money.
That white man she used to go with, he looked like money. He does. Okay. Little pale and red to his skin, but he looked like money though. He looks nice.
Okay.
All right, it's time for me to go, y'all. I'm getting sleepy and I'm talking crazy. Let me go.
Anthony Hamilton. Okay.
I love that.
That was nice.
Yes. Did Dre ever call names though? No, he didn't. But speculation is that it's Cynthia Bailey. But I don't think he said her name. Bridget. He couldn't even spit shine Cynthia's shoes. Cynthia's stunning.
She is.
Like, stunning. I mean, oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Peter's nice looking. He is. He looks really nice. He's a nice looking man. He's got that swagger.
I can see why women are attracted to him.
I can too. I can see why women are attracted to him. I get it. I get it. All right, y'all. So that's all we got. We ain't got no more. Hopefully you can hear us do our outro. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining us. We appreciate everybody that's been on the live for 2 hours and 20 minutes plus. Thank you so much. We thank everybody that's gonna watch the replay. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We know how important that is. That's the one thing in this life you can't get back, honey. Your time. So we appreciate y'all. We know y'all, so we love y'all. Y'all know us. Y'all love us. So we do actually care about y'all.
We do. We really
we
do.
Appreciate y'all engaging with us.
We appreciate you all taking our time to come on our platform and engage with us. I can't say that enough, and I'm going to keep saying it on every live.
I always express gratitude.
Yep, I am so grateful because, like I said, a year ago, this was not so, and we couldn't have not done it without you guys.
Yeah, it was just us in our tiny apartment with the itty bitty windows,
sitting here talking to one
another with the camera on YouTube.
Yep,
live on YouTube.
Yep. And so now we have
eating corn hash.
We have all you wonderful people that come in our lives and engage with us, and we are so grateful. And we're just happy to have you all. We look forward to going live with you all and just having a good time. And it's all about, just talking about different topics and having a good time. And everybody's opinion is valid over here. I don't want, nobody to think that we don't hear you and you can't.
We can't handle it.
Yeah, you can't express how you feel because we don't do that over here.
Yeah.
No.
All right, y'all. So thank you guys so much, and we'll catch y'all next time. Bye. Have a great night. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
What would Jesus do? Love y'all.